Hi everyone, welcome to Legal Talks by Desi Kanoon. I am Suyash and I am excited to have started this show. On today's show, we will discuss the case of Puneet Sharma and Others versus Himachal Pradesh State Electricity Board Limited and another. In this case, the Hon'ble Supreme Court discussed whether clarificatory amendments can operate retrospectively or not. It is pertinent to note that we had discussed this very case yesterday as well to understand the difference between a degree and a diploma. The brief facts of the case are that certain posts of junior engineer electrical were advertised by the Himachal Pradesh State Electricity Board in the year 2018, for which minimum essential qualification was prescribed under the relevant recruitment rules. Basically, earlier the minimum essential qualification was holding a diploma in the relevant discipline. Thereafter, during the pendency of the recruitment process, on 3rd of June 2020, an amendment was brought by Himachal Pradesh State Electricity Board in the recruitment rules, inserting a provision enabling candidates with certain other qualification to participate in the recruitment process. The other qualification holders that were also made eligible to participate were persons who had completed an AMIE course that is equivalent to BTech degree. Thus, in essence, the amendment expanded the number of candidates who could apply for the post of junior engineer. It was contended that such retrospective change in the qualifications is arbitrary and impermissible. In order to understand this conundrum further, let us know the observations of the court in the present case. Firstly, according to the court, clarificatory amendments are operative retroactively despite their enforcement prospectively. This legal position has been enunciated in plethora of cases. In the case of Zail Singh versus State of Haryana, it was observed that it is a cardinal principle of construction that every statute is prima facie prospective unless it is expressly or by necessary implication made to have a retrospective operation. But the rule in general is applicable where the object of the statute is to affect vested rights or to impose new burdens or to impair existing obligations. Secondly, the court perused the Latin maxim Nova constitutio futuris formame imponere debet non praeteritis, which means that a new law does not regulate what was in the past, but regulates what is to follow. The court observed that usually the words of a statute have prospective application only, and there is a presumption against retrospective operation. But such principle is not applicable to declaratory statutes where a law is made to explain an earlier law. Such explanatory acts or laws are passed to fill gaps or clear doubts as to meaning of the earlier law. Thirdly, the court opined that if a statute is curative or merely declaratory of the previous law, retrospective operation is generally intended, and it cited the case of Vijay versus State of Maharashtra, wherein it was held that it is now well settled that when a literal reading of the provision giving retrospective effect does not produce absurdity or anomaly, the same would not be construed to be only prospective. The negation is not a rigid rule and varies with the intention and purport of the legislature, but to apply it in such a case is a doctrine of fairness. When a law is enacted for the benefit of the community as a whole, even in the absence of a provision, the statute may be held to be retrospective in nature. Fourthly, another case of Manish Kumar versus Union of India was cited to buttress the concept of retrospective operation in declaratory statutes or laws. It is stated that declaratory, clarificatory, or curative statutes are allowed to hold sway in the past. The very nature of the said laws involve the aspect of public interest, which requires sovereign legislature to remove defects, clarify aspects which create doubt. The declaratory law again has the effect of the legislative intention being made clear. It may not be apposite in the case of these statutes to paint them with the taint of retrospectivity. Therefore, it was held by the court that, though the amending rules were brought into force prospectively, nevertheless, being clarificatory, they apply to the recruitment in a retrospective manner. Those were the observations of the court. So, what are my concluding remarks? Retrospective operation of laws is a tricky issue wherein the courts often look at the substance of the law rather than its form. If the substance of the law suggests that the law is merely clarificatory or declaratory, then courts often take a view in favor of retrospective applicability. In the present case, the rules were amended to incorporate a wider range of qualifications. Such additional qualifications were not in derogation of the earlier qualifications but were merely meant to supplement them. Such an approach enables the rulemakers to incorporate a broader candidature in respect of the advertised posts without adversely affecting the candidature of the existing candidates who had applied. Hence, I hope you enjoyed listening to this show. Thank you for listening. Please do not forget to like and subscribe us. And if you have any comments, please make them in the comments section. See you next time. Till then, stay tuned.